voiceovers. But if you see him, he's a great person. And another creative entrepreneur, he dances his heart and lungs and everything out. Sometimes he does PR for Charterhouse. Ladies and gentlemen, I have in the studio George Ni Amakwe.
But I don't dance. I don't dance.
George Kwe is here. He's lead for Image Bureau. Robert Clark is here. He dances. Romanus is here. He's a comedian. Yeah.
I dance too.
You dance too.
He sings too.
I dance in my head.
And you sing as well.
Yeah, and I dance better when I sit.
All right, 055-1111-997. We're having a review of Showbiz in 2024. And earlier on, we played to you 18 songs, top songs this year. We're left with 2 spots to fill. Who takes number 1, number 2 positions? So you can just send in your take on this one, 055-1111-997. Let me come to Romanus from the comedy side. Romanus.
Yes, boss.
Everything cool?
We are managing.
How has the year been for you?
It's been quite a year. I mean, this year
With the comedy business, how has it been?
I think comedy has been great. Very, very great. This is the best of many more to come.
If you compare this year's, comedy space, as in the activities and the vibrancy, if you compare that to last year, how would you rate
this
it?
Year has been an improvement this year.
Okay.
And to crown it all, I think there are about 4 of the local comedians headlining at a night of 1,032 laughs. Yes. So I mean, it's a good one, and that one is something to be proud of.
What do you think we can do? This sounds cliche, but what do you think we can do to make it more vibrant, if you like?
I think we need more discussions around it, just like we're having here. Most of the time when there are pundits or there are panel discussions, there are not much of the discussions that come in our lane. More montage, so people don't put us in.
Which montage is that?
In your show montages. So you go to TV stations, radio stations, they have their reels that they play before every show. You see musicians, actors, etc., but you don't see comedians in there. I think we should make it a deliberate attempt to add it to the other genres that we have discussions on. Create them, because there are a lot of issues there that needs to be,
No, personally, for you this year, have you made more gains compared to last year?
Yes, I have.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you are yet to have your annual comedy show.
Yeah.
When is it coming?
That's on Monday.
This Monday.
Yeah, just
we are
Monday, yeah.
Romanus Incomplete.
6.
When are you going to be complete?
On my deathbed.
Every year you are incomplete. Every year you are incomplete.
Every year I rediscover. Every year there is a theme to explore. So this year we're exploring the street experience. So next year, you never know what might happen. It may be Flagstaff House, 100 days in office. There's always something to explore. So that's why it is incomplete, because there's always something to explore in there. Yeah.
Now tell us, what will the experience be like for this year?
This year we are doing the street edition. So I mean, picture.
We are going on the street.
We're bringing the street to the National Theatre. So we are trying to change narratives. When you hear street, people feel it's for, thugs, it's for armed robbery and all the negative vices. But we are trying to say that the street is not like that. The street is the place for, big men like George Quay and then Mr. Robert right here. They are all on the street, but then they are not, impacting society negatively. So we are just trying to change that narrative that's on the street, that the street is for that. But we are saying it's for we the dreamers, we the people who are, the street. When the politicians needed votes, they came to the streets, right? They didn't go anywhere. Street now stand by, and talents no street, so big men no street, so successful men in a street one no free. So we want to change that. And then afterwards, we are looking at using some of the proceeds to support, give back to the streets.
Okay, beautiful. Which other comedians are on the bill?
This year we don't know.
How?
This year is like a Pandora box. So it's a mystery box. You come in, you get the feel. Or the only thing that people know is that I will be on stage because it's my show.
Okay.
The rest of the performance is part of the surprises that we have on the show.
Will you be singing Samini songs?
Most definitely. We saw Mike Munkwa, the Ameto Bakwana. I know they are me there. Hey, you know what's surprising? There was a year I didn't sing. Or I didn't sing any Samini song.
Okay.
People came at me that why didn't you sing? So incomplete one, I sang Samini. 2, I didn't sing at all. People came that but you the song, that's why we came. You didn't sing. Then incomplete 3 was a party experience. And people started telling me we don't want any Samini Bia. So I did a mashup. I think I didn't even sing Samini in that one. Then people came again that now crowd there Samini you feeling so or better Samini. So now I've made it a point that every time I hold a microphone, at least there'll be 1 or 2, unless it doesn't match the theme.
Okay.
Then that one won't do. But as long as there's a match in there, I will put it because it's part of why people like what I do. Okay. And most of the time, it's like the reason is that people like the music side of you, some like the comedy part of you, others like the acting side of you. So you want to make sure that you give everyone,
Are you going to do your worship?
If it calls for it, yes.
Hey. Interesting. All right, so Romanus
Incomplete worship. And I'm
yes. Happening on Monday.
Monday 23rd.
National Theatre.
National Theatre.
Time?
7 p.m. sharp. Oh, you know us.
Okay.
Sometimes we close and people are now entering, and they're like, "Oh, so our time, there's our time. We don't joke with it. So gates open 7, the show begins.
Okay, tell your fans something before we.
Now the best part of it is that we are going to have free food at the entrance. FVV Rice is giving us free food, so we have free
cooked rice.
Cooked rice.
Okay.
You get that before you enter. Now, when you enter, you enjoy the show and you are leaving. You're leaving with 1 bag of every rice. You're leaving with Lizzie tomato mix. You are leaving with the other natural spices. And then you are leaving with Lizzie tomato mix to take home. Plus the other vendors that will be there to do something, etc. Yeah.
Wow. That's beautiful. Yeah.
For only 150 Ghana cedis and 250 VIP. So this one is literally a free show for you. Just come,
Charlie,
and then wind down.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So you come down. *714 *25 hash *714 *25 to purchase a ticket, and then they can come and have fun with us. We can't wait to see them. We beg them.
Thank you, Foster Romanus. Joe 99.7 FM. No, after Monday's event, comedy event, we'll be getting ready for Thursday. That'll be 26th December. We'll be going to Ebri Botanical Gardens. Yeah. And we're going for Joy FM's family party in the park. George Quay will be coming with his family. Francis Doku as well. Robert Clark. We're all coming to Ebri Botanical Gardens. Foster Romanus will be coming with his family as well.
Music with Chatterhouse and Robert Clark. Fellow Ghanaians.
All right. So 26th December 2024, Ebri Botanical Gardens, 9 a.m. is the family party in the park by Joy FM. Performing live, Kamido, Kwampa, Kwabena. We have Chaka. We have Kino Bangs, Top Girl Raina. And this is a very good time for you to gather with the family, just while away time. After a whole year of running around and working for the family, this is the time for you to just meet, bond, interact with the Joy FM family as well. There will be so many activities on the day. And we're introducing some games. So tickets are going for 200 Ghana cedis for a family of 6. To purchase your ticket, use the short code star 714 star 003 star 3 hash. Select party in the park, opt for the family pack, confirm number of tickets, and wait for the prompt to make payment. It's very simple. Joy FM Family Party the Park is brought to you by Frito Cooking Oil, Fortune Low Fat Spread for Bread. We have DBS Roofing Industry, Piva Beverages, Aquaba Bottled Water, and Velton's Beer. In a moment, we get into the conversation. We have everybody in the studio now. Francis Doku, Robert Clark, George Quay, Chief Moomin. But what goes better with your favorite jollof and chicken at Christmas? Movies on DSTV. This festive season unwrap a world of entertainment with our amazing movie lineup that we've got put together just for you. So from the latest blockbuster animation, romance, drama, and so much more, there is something for the entire family, the dads, the mom, the kids, and even the grandparents. So let DSTV make your holidays unforgettable with movies worth watching over and over again. And if you have to be on the go, DSTV Stream is your best choice so you don't miss a moment. Just dial star 759 star to stay connected and enjoy all the action. DSTV, your home of entertainment. Alright, so 2024 is coming to a close already, and we are having a review of everything that's happened from January to December. And I have right here with me Robert Clark, I have Uncle Francis Doku, George Quay, and Chief Moomin. Let me say hi to my big men in the studio. Happy New Year. Hey. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
You're in a hurry.
Yeah.
Yes. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
How are you doing? Oh yeah.
Who, me? Oh, we're good. We're blessed.
Yeah.
There are many that started this year with us that are not here with us. So if we're still here, it doesn't matter what state we're in. We just need to give glory to the good Lord Almighty for the gift of life. And the fact that at least when you wake up, you don't have to go and knock on somebody's door for food. It's not easy. It's a lot of blessing. It's a lot of grace. So we are very, very grateful.
George Quay, let me ask you a question I asked Romanus earlier on. How has the creative business been for you in particular this year?
Oh, it's been good. Of course, it has its challenges. We are not where we want to be, but we're also not where we started. We've gone a lot further than where we started. We all know the challenges of the industry. Our biggest problem, of course, has been this conversation about taxation that we cannot stop having. And every time you speak it, the tax people tell you that what you're saying is quote-unquote rubbish because they don't get where we're coming from. We are not saying we don't want to pay taxes. What we are saying is that just like you do with many other businesses, you take your tax as a profit, as post or whatever. But in our case, it's a little different. And when you try to explain it, they tell you that set your ticket price. If your ticket price is going to be 100 cedis, go ahead and set it for whatever it is your cost will be. And then add 21.9% on top of that for me as government. That shouldn't have anything to do with your ticket price. But you see, this is where you're wrong. The product that I'm selling is consumed on disposable income. If you increase fuel prices by 350%, we don't have a choice. We'll still buy. Francis Doku will not walk from his house to this studio. Neither will Chief Moomin or my brother Robert Clark. Nobody will. We'll still board a vehicle because we are not riding horses. So we don't have a choice. If you place taxes on water, we'll still pay. Taxes on electricity, we don't have a choice. But if Mr. Doku plans to come to the National Theatre to watch a play for 100 cedis, and he has done his budget and everything, he wakes up the following morning and realizes that that thing has been increased to 130 cedis because there has to be some 21. He can instantly decide, I'll stay at home and watch the EPL. I'll stay at home. And we're competing with so many other luxuries, so many things that make life comfortable for people, that as soon as you put pressure on pricing in our sector, you give people a reason to say no. I will not go. So you cannot tax it the same way you tax other industries. So that tax conversation must be had. So for me, that has been our biggest headache. Biggest headache. Because, Charlie, sometimes you do a show, you think you've gotten a full house, you finish, you go deduct your cost of production. Look at my brother Chief Momina and the Mansa World. He has over 200 people on stage. You know, from musicians to dancers to actors to costumiers to makeup people to everything that he has to pay for. And if he doesn't have a sponsor, every single component is going to come from the gate. And Kwame, the saddest part of it all is that even if I get a sponsor, that sponsorship has a tax component. Before they pay me, they withhold tax. It is gone. If I book sound and I'm paying the sound man, I withhold tax. That tax will be paid. Same for lights. Same for every other component. Even for the actors that I engage, there's taxation there. And then you come in at the end of the day, even before I've looked at my cost of everything, you are taking money again. And when I talk, you tell me that money has nothing to do with your ticket. No, it indirectly affects me because it gives somebody sitting somewhere an opportunity to say, no, I will not go. If you're not in the industry, it may be difficult for you to understand or appreciate what I'm saying. But it is what it is. So yes, generally it's been a good year. But for me, this has been the biggest headache. And we've been having this conversation from the beginning of the year till now. So I don't know where the solution is going to come from. We've been told to get a minister to sponsor a private member's bill or something to take it to Parliament so that they can look at it and overturn it. But, let's see how it will go eventually. Because it's a worry. For us in the creative space, it's a very, very, very big worry.
All right, Joe 99.7 FM. Let me come to you, Robert Clark. Your general impression of the activities in this industry in the year under review and 2024. Yeah.
Well, first of all, let me just say that I'm just so unhappy with you about how you introduced your predecessor, my predecessor. What's his name? Foster Romanos, who basically also, went through hand-holding sessions from George Quay. Hello. Well, you didn't introduce him properly. You just called him, he's a great talented man. What's that? No, I'm asking you.
No, please do it right for me.
No, I'm like, you must have prepared for this. So I'm wondering why, when you have greatness in small packages coming to you, you need to be able to appreciate them completely. So please, if you don't mind, take it again and then we'll start.
please do it for me.
I can't do it, so please. I'm not the host.
Oh, do it for me.
I'm just telling you.
Because I mentioned he's team lead for Image Bureau.
And what else?
Oh, he does so many other things. I mentioned that earlier.
Embellish him a little.
I did that. You want to add something? You want to put a thing from my mouth inside? Don't come now. Don't come now.
No, I'll leave that for you. So let me just continue. I'm just bringing it. Okay. I'm calling it out. Okay. I think we've had an incredible year.
Yeah.
For me, some of the biggest points we've had are in the areas of politics. I think because we have some people within our space going into politics, it's made a lot of people take an interest or become politically woke and becoming interested in the activities with respect to how we are governed and how we can participate in the governance process. So I'm particularly happy about that. There are a few things that I'm not too happy about when I saw your message about the fact that there's a component where I'm sure we'll come to it that deals with the way forward, and I'm literally reviewing the activities that have happened throughout the year, and I'm asking myself how many of the things that have happened have been deliberate in contributing to development of the creative industry, whether the media as a body or as an organization was deliberate in some of the actions that we did, and whether some of the things that we did were geared towards attaining any specific objective that we know would contribute to the growth and development of the industry. So those are some of the things I think about. But generally, I think that there's growth, there's expansion, and the members of the industry are becoming a bit more business savvy, and international in outlook, and I love that.
Okay, thank you, Robert Clark. Let me come to you, Uncle Francis Dogo.
Hello.
Mr.
Dadzie.
Yes, sir.
Nice to be here again.
Nice to have you here again.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's been a very exciting year, and as Robert noted, it's an election year, so things are a bit different. I mean, you don't treat election years the same way you treat other years. You look at it differently. So the thing is that creative, things went up a bit because everybody has to clamor for the attention of the parties that were contesting the election. And if you put yourself out very well, you'll be noticed, and then maybe you can play a role. And I think the creative people played a role, both as supporting, talent, and also some as taking part in the election itself. And last week we were here to talk about 6 of them who were elected, but it looks like things are changing, some way. But I think it's been I think it's been an exciting year in the area of music. I mean, you played top 20. It's not that 20 songs were released in a year, but these, I believe, were the top 20 songs that we had to party with, listen to, enjoy, and all that throughout the year. I think drama and theater also had a very, strong presence, thanks to the likes of George Quay, Latif. Nikomi came back this year, with a play at the National Theatre, and a whole lot of things happen around the theatre. Space Uncle, I mean, as always, has been very formidable in the space. And beyond theatre, going into bigger productions, I think Chief and his team also, properly represented. I mean, you and I were at the Alliance Française to watch their musical, concert. Amazing performance. They've gone around. They were in Algeria, other places to perform. I think so. In terms of theater and drama and all that, we did very well in the year. And comedy, our comedians. And then when I was coming, you were trying to introduce George and Foster, and I think you were finding worse, and you could just have said 2 comedians and a dancer.
I didn't want to.
Am I a comedian?
Are you not?
I'm not a comedian. You wear many hats. I mean,
I
hello.
didn't want to offend him.
But how do you describe?
Am I a comedian?
Are you not?
No, he says he's not. He says he's not. So I didn't want to give him a title that is not.
Charlie, we cannot separate what you do from what you say you are not.
I was trying to give it to him, but he said no.
Don't try to give him that which is
2
him.
comedians and a dancer.
Thank you.
Look, I'm a very serious, very serious.
So Roman is not a serious guy.
No, he's not. He's a comedian. Did that man look serious to you?
See what you are doing right now.
What have I done? I'm speaking to you. Cannot. Me, comedian.
Yes.
No, don't do.
So it's been good also on the comedy front. I think we've seen a lot of stand-ups happening. Jacinta did her Lexi the comic, and practically all the the big ones, DKB, everybody had some comedy.
Even the younger, the up and coming ones, they also still their own comedy shows.
Yes,
They do, yeah.
So that's very interesting as well. But as I come to end of the initial comment, I think we also had some challenges, if you like. The biggest of them, in my view, was what happened at the trade fair, where the Fantasy Dome, had to be, pulled down, if you like, and other things, pulled down. I think the idea was to bring out something that is better in terms of conference facilities, international convention center, among other things, but it hasn't happened yet. We hope that that will continue and for it to happen. But I think that was one sore part of things around the creative arts in the year. Among other things, we had VGMA 25th anniversary, and VGMA. I'm saying V again.
TGMA.
Oh my God, I'm living in the past. Man, bring me here to T. So we had a TGMA, the 25th anniversary edition. I think it came out very well. I mean, we had to look at which of them. There was a big competition. As always, there's always that strong competition between 2 of the contenders, and this year was King Promise and Stone Boy. But generally, I think we've had a very good year. I mean, across different parts, tourism as well. I think that we're still pushing to get to that stage where Ghana will become a very strong contender on the continent, and we're on our way. I hope that we don't falter. We continue to develop ourselves to continue to attract the best to our country. So, yeah, I think for me, for first comment, this is it.
All right, Chief Moomin and brother.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How have you been?
Yes, excellent was the question for me.
The question is your initial comments.
Okay, on a personal or
Personal, everything general.
well, from the
How the industry has fared in 2024.
well, from the micro, that's starting from my level, it's been quite a very, very eventful year actually. Sitting back and looking at it, it's been an exceedingly busy year. We started off the year with a major presentation in Abu Dhabi on, culture and arts education at a major UNESCO conference involving ministers of culture and education around the world. And immediately after that, we did a 6-week tour of the U.S., introducing the Mansa World to various quarters. That was very exciting. And when we got back, we led a team on 3 major international tours to Geneva for the World Intellectual Property Conference, and then with Afrexim Bank to Bahamas for their annual meetings, where we got a presidential standing ovation. So that was quite exciting. And from there, we went to Algeria as well, which was exciting. And then we also introduced our new product, Music of the Mansa World. We are creating an orchestra fit for a Mansa, so the Mansa Orchestra. And we did a trial version of it. It was very successful. We actually have a show coming up this Christmas on the 26th and the 27th. So it's been quite an eventful year for us. Basically, the Mansa World, we've been engaging internationally, trying to expand our frontiers. We are still in the preparatory process. So all of those are still warming up to our big premiere, hopefully next year. So in that score, on the micro level, we've been very busy trying to get our works out there, trying to build the relevant partnerships that will help us to really create something that will be of value for us, for our country, for our continent, and that will help asset, African storytelling on a global platform. And it's a long road, and we've been diligently on that path, and I'm very excited about the prospects and the commitment of our team members. I think that also on the national level, every year we see a heightened interest, in the creative industry, and more productivity in that industry. So this year hasn't also been different. I'm happy that the conversation around the creative industry has seen consistent growth, and I would hope that that growth would go beyond, conversation to productivity. And that brings me to the issue of my brother George Kwe was mentioning about the tax on tickets. What people don't understand is that if you're a business and they are taxing you 10% of just your revenue, that's a considerable money going out. And for those of us in the ticketing business, that's eventually or effectively what it is, because ticket sales is the revenue that we get from our shows. So if you do a show and out of that revenue, they're already taking 20%, imagine that 21.1%, right? Right. So for your business to be viable, that means that you should be able to have a profit margin of 50%. Which is literally impossible in our industry, right? Your profit margin can sometimes be 10 to 15%. So if your profit margin is about 10 to 15%, and then you are being taxed 20% on your revenue, it means the physical space you have to operate is almost non-existent. That's why for someone like me, for the past couple of years, I haven't even bothered on ticket sales in Ghana, because I realized that the kind of work that I do, the kind of productions I do, the kind of epics that I curate, there is no way it can be commercially viable in Ghana unless I am attracting about 50 to 100,000 audience. Probably the best we can get in theaters is about 10,000. Maybe George Kwe, I stand to be corrected, right? 10,000 audience at an average of 150 to 200 cedis is nothing in terms of the revenue that you generate to bring to the kind of productions that we do. So for the past couple of years, most of the productions that I have actually done have been free of charge, because I didn't even want to go through the process of advertising and pushing when I know that at the end of the day, I won't even make money out of it, right? So it's very important for us to understand the peculiarity of the creative industry, that when you take 21% of ticket proceeds, you are effectively taking 21% of the total revenue that is accruing from the business. And if you are taking 21% of revenue, that's not even profit of revenue. What profit margin do you think will be left with? So a lot of people in the industry today, especially those of us in theater, are just doing it out of passion and hoping that there will be some growth, at the end of the day. And for me, that's one of the major issues. Hopefully, this new administration will sit down. I know that they will say that, okay, declare your returns, blah, blah, blah. You can get, some kind of credit from GRA. But what you also have to understand, that a lot of us in the creative industry, especially in the theater industry, we are almost like bootstrapping. So that thing about coming at the end of the day, put this, you are in perpetual deficit. That's our business. I can tell you confidently that since I started theater, specifically theater, I have never made profit on any single theater production. And we're talking about 10 years of production. From Wagbejeke all the way to now. If I tell you I've ever made a profit, I'm lying to you. Because the cost of production is high. Your ticket sales are hardly enough. There's literally no sponsorship. So at the end of the day, you're almost just like, living from hand to mouth, hoping for a big break. That's why some of us are now focused entirely on the international market, hoping that with such a bigger market, with bigger investment, with bigger products, you may be able to get, higher revenues and greater profit margins, or even, profit margins. So it's something that we have to look at in this peculiar industry to see that this is a growth industry. This is an industry that you can literally count the number of people who are in the industry in Ghana. So if there is even a zero tax policy on our ticket, it's not going to make any dent in the revenue generation. So that's one of the serious conversations that we'll have to pick up. And ending on the fact that we ended the note on a political note, and we're initially very excited that we had about 4 to 5 people in the creative industry entering parliament. Today we're hearing that the status of E.B. Bright and Baba Sadiq are not a bit shaky. And I was following it very keenly, and for me, it's cause for concern. I mean, when you vote at the polling stations and results are declared, there is one truth. It means someone is trying to subvert the result. It's either Baba Sadiq is trying to subvert the result, or Patrick Boama is trying to subvert the result. So there's one truth, and there's definitely someone trying to subvert the result. I mean, when I listen to Baba Sadiq, I don't want to. I mean, of course, here we are biased to Baba Sadiq, so I don't want to appear that bias, but I think that is something that we have to look into and get to the bottom of it, and people have to be penalized once we get to the truth.
After the recollation?
Yes, because he's alleging that there's been they are doubling with the figures, and that there's been fraud, essentially, that some of the polling stations that they won in the EC's pink sheet that was used to do the recollation, his figures had been given to Patrick Boama, and so where they get higher figures, they ascribe it to Patrick Boama, and where Patrick gets smaller figures, they ascribe it to him. So he's actually emphatically alleging that there's a fraud in the system.
So that's something you need to look into.
Yeah, and I think that we should take this very seriously to look into it, because definitely there's one truth. The people voted, someone won. And if two people are claiming that they both won, someone is lying. And right now, I'll cautiously go with Baba Sadiq and where he is now. And I hope that because I was quite very excited about the prospect of having someone like E.B. Bride, also very articulate and appears very grounded and down to earth, and Baba all, contributing to the national legislative process. So I'm very interested in seeing how this would eventually be resolved, starting with the party and going through the legitimate legal structures. But all in all, I think it was a great year personally, and on the national level as well.
There is something you mentioned, and I think George also mentioned the same thing regarding revenue from the shows that you put up. And it's been the same narrative for a long time. You don't get money out of the investment that you make. How do we break this sort of jinx, if you like? How do we get to a point in time where you can come here and say, oh, now I'm making money from my
I've studied the industry. I mean, I've been this more than 10 years now, and I came to a conclusion that, for example, the theater business, if the theater business is going to be a viable business, it has to be similar to what is done elsewhere. In theater, a lot of money goes into pre-production. So your rehearsals, your costume, your set, your props. So that production, you should be able to milk it for a particular duration. At best, you can do a show, maybe 2 weekends, you do a repeat. I mean, I think in recent times, the most successful we've had probably was George Cray with Goksan, where he did about 10 shows, right? 13 shows, right?
Wow.
Elsewhere, people are doing hundreds of shows. They run like 6 months. Some people run 12 months. Some people run years. The Lion King has been in the theater for 20 years. Yes. So the way to theater business is such, and if you look at a theater model, they'll tell you that in some jurisdictions, you wouldn't make money until your 41st production. So by the time you run a production 40 times and you are filling your seats about 60 to 70% of the time, there's a whole model to it. That's the only way that you can start making profit, because they will calculate it, because you spend, let's say, X amount, let's say, just for the want of, let's say you spend 1 million cedis in doing a show, right? Production, publicity, everything. To be able to make money out of that, you have to sell tickets more than 1 million cedis, right? Now, how many tickets are you able to sell in Ghana? If you are selling 10,000, you're not making anything. So when I did my calculation, for theater to be viable, we have to be able to attract between 50 to 100,000 audience for a production. then you know that, okay, this is a serious business where that business can sustain itself on ticket sales alone, because that's your revenue. Sponsorships can never take you far in this game. And so internationally in the theater business, sponsorship really doesn't count for anything. It's about your revenue from ticket sales. So how many tickets can you sell? So in a nation where you have about 30 million people, in a capital city where you have over 5 million people, can you find 50 to 100,000 people with disposable income to buy tickets to watch a production? The answer is yes. But the question is then, how do you get to those people? It requires... Well, do you even have it? Let's start with that. Do you even have a venue? So there's the infrastructure program. The problem, because then can you block the National Theatre for 6 months? Absolutely not. So we don't even have first of all, the infrastructure to be able to contain the numbers of people that will make the industry viable. Second of all, we don't even have the investment to invest in the right product, and then also invest in the right publicity. Because for George Koyo and I to have a production for 6 months, it means that we have to have people on salary for 6 months. So abroad, what they do is that in other part of the world, at least you know that you have enough money to run the show, to do your pre-production, to run the show for like 3 or 6 months. After that 3 or 6 months, if you're not filling seats at a particular rate, then you cancel the show. If you are filling seats at that particular rate that you expect, then you extend the show. So for me, the theater industry, I'm very certain about what must happen. We need more numbers, so you have to have your own venue. So we have to get to a point where we actually, in a way, own the infrastructure. So I should be able to have a theater. George K should have a theater with 500 people. He can do every show every night for 6 months to a year. That's the only way the industry become viable. As of now, what we're just doing is grafting. It's from hand to mouth, and it's not sustainable.
Okay, Joy 99.7 FM. Let me come to Robert Clark. Robert, let's settle on the dance industry. Something happened this year with regards to Afro-Nita and Abigail going to Britain's Got Talent. Yeah. How iconic was that to the dance industry?
Very. It was quite great. From the shores of Ghana, going basically setting your eyes on the huge platform in the UK and being able to go onto that particular platform with a beautiful story because of Abigail's story, and then the two of them working together to be able to get that far. It was huge and literally gave drew a lot of attention to the talents in Ghana. And I remember recently when Afronita celebrated her birthday, she was given a car. And I remember on one of our pages, somebody said, "I'm so happy that dance is no more being looked at as a Kobolo dance or a Kobolo project." That's what somebody said. And it's because of everything that she's been able to chalk, over the years. And I think it's beautiful because the young ones have broken into dance in special ways such that they serve as an inspiration to a lot of people who are coming up. And these are folks who are in university, people who are excelling at junior, senior high school, people who are literally in school and they are still taking dance to the next level. So it's making the prospects look extremely good. And for me, the fact that it's good for her, she herself, that's one. Two, the fact that people who are looking up to her are already inspired. 3, the fact that there's a lot of attention on Ghana when it comes to talent. And then 4, what it means for the young girl, that's Abigail herself, the prospects that have been opened for her. And Afronita herself is so inspired that she came back and then basically jumped on a new project, which is her Kids Academy, which is also doing extremely well. And she's been on several platforms doing performances. And I think that she's set on fire literally. What she's done is iconic, and she had to be even recognized by the GTA for her contribution in that particular space. So yes, these are the kind of things we'd like to keep seeing.
Okay, you are from the dance fraternity, so let me ask you this question: have you seen growth this year?
Yes, certainly there's growth. If you take Dance God Lloyd, he Dubai's let me say adverts. Dubai employed a lot of some people of the arts to be able to promote the tourism culture or be able to drive the agenda of Dubai being a destination where people ought to be able to visit. And Dance God Lloyd was part of the people who was part of the people used in that particular commercial. For me, it's huge, it's big, because yes, you've been selected from Ghana and then you've been able to achieve that. I'm not too sure whether again it was early this year or late last year. It was Spotify, some commercials were done, Dances for Ghana were used, and again it's been good. Internationally, I think quite a number of the dancers have gone to represent Ghana on at festivals where they performed and represented Ghana and projected the Afro dance, specifically the Azonto component of the Afro dance on these platforms. And this has been huge. I spent about 3 weeks in South Africa where some Ghanaians were there as well to be able to represent Ghana on that platform. And so I think in the dance community we've done extremely well. There's also B-boy lyrics who's also projected the Afro break concepts, where he held international dance competition right here with several countries participating from Africa. They came here, and so quite it's been a great year. Contributions from the various members within the space has been great, and we're happy and we would like to see more of these things happen. Again, we also started the Dance Sport League, which basically aims at creating what is for football, like a similar thing for football. So whatever is happening in football with respect to leagues, we've also created a similar thing in dance, and this is just the beginning. So we've had the first edition where we have winners, and we're going to go forward with the school league, which is having the schools to also join the league, and it goes on and on and on. And in the next few days there'll be some great news about dance in Dubai, where they are giving huge money with huge projects also being carved out for dancers, and Ghanaian dancers can get to be a part of that. So I think the opportunities are there. It's been good, and we just we need to be able to take advantage of all of these opportunities within our space and internationally as well.
All right, thank you, Robert Clark. Let me come to Francis Doku. Uncle Francis, what's your assessment of the dance industry this year?
Before I go to that, can I speak briefly about the tax issue? I mean, at the risk
you want to do tax more?
At the risk of making your show a tax conversation, but I just want to say that I work within the space also, but I don't know if, and I don't think the point we're making is that we don't want people to pay tax when they are going to watch a show.
Exactly.
Because the country says that everything you buy, you must pay a sales tax on it. So, but I know that in the past there were some special rates that were given to some category of sales. And I believe that's the kind of conversation that we need to have. But if we make the case that there shouldn't be any tax on it at all, I think that will also mean
that will not work.
And that has not been
that has not been the argument at all.
Yeah. So there must be some conversation and say that, okay, look, this is a different area, and some also different areas, because there used to be some 3% VAT, flat rate or something, and then we came and we said, look, everybody must pay 15% VAT and 6% levies for COVID, for National Health, and for Get Fund. So it's actually 22% if you add it all.
That's crazy.
And it's a lot. So I think the conversation must be, how can we properly look at how to, give special, rates to some special areas, which includes a theater, which includes comedy show, which includes entertainment, as it were, so that we don't, suffer so much as the gentlemen who are directly involved in that, entrepreneurship have said, so that we don't stifle creativity and we don't push people out, because otherwise, one day we'll wake up and then they can't do the things they're doing anymore because the tax is too much. But my view is that we need to have conversation to look at how to make it special. But
you can do MPEG again.
But
MPEG honest.
Yeah. It wasn't the tax that it could. I mean, if there's tax break, it will help.
But will MPEG ever come back again?
Do you want it to come back?
We want.
Yes, it will come back. So yes, coming back to dance, I think that it's important to know how dance has become a bit more mainstream. Now, previously dance was. Mostly you have video vixens, and things that support artists when they shoot a video. But now I think dance has become front even more, that most artists, when they are going to release a song, they think about dance. What kind of dance would drive the song? And they speak to the young dancers. And it's important to underscore what D.BP did with the industry, with dance, as it were, over the last few years. And so most artists would speak to them and they would they'll choreograph something that goes with the song, and it has become the norm. I mean, if you take 10 artists releasing song, about 7 to 8 of them would first think about dance and then speak to some of these people. And this year, I think it's unfortunate, but sometimes misfortune helps to grow things. I mean, so what happened between DWP and Dance God, you know, I mean, it was a bit murky.
That controversy.
You know, that controversy was murky. But what he has really done this year is that Dance God had gone on to build his own, as it were. DWP still has their team, and they also, you know, built it. Afronita, you know, has left and also established her own, training younger people, you know, and I think that and I've seen also some of them also doing their own, others also doing their own. So it's kind of helping to push dance out there. It's kind of revolutionizing the industry. And we should also acknowledge what the likes of Kla has been doing with Danceterra over the years.
The dance festival in awards.
Dance festival, you know, and all that. And so dance has become very important. You need to go onto TikTok to see how dance is
oh, you are on
thriving.
TikTok? I've not seen you there before.
Oh, you didn't see my Jude thing. Yeah, so I'm there. You know, so the point is that it has become very important in the creative space. I mean, again, still theater has dance a lot, you know, in it, and as much as possible. I mean, the show we went to watch, Moment Show, had a lot of dance as along with music, you know, and all that. So I think we'll continue to see how dance will be pushed, or how it will push the creative, you know, as much as possible. And so for me, again, as Robert said, it's now moved from being, you know, a Kobolo thing to something that people who have very good education, who think that this is the area they want to be, this is the thing they want to do, can also be involved in it. It is not just dondology anymore. It is, you know, something that people can choose as a career, and I'm just
even though dondology was in a way a derogatory term, sort of, but it's still alluded to academic dance. So I'm not sure.
George who doesn't like it. That's why I mentioned it. I was taking a dig at him.
So
I just don't want mine up.
let's not go there.
Yeah, so I think it's important to know that dance has become very important, and it always been, but social media has helped to push it out there for people to know the importance it is. And for me, the fact that musicians think dance when they are composing or when they are creating their song is what I think would continue to help dance to grow.
Kwame, since we reference academia, let me just add that the dance we're talking about here is popular dance. You know,
that's actually where I was gonna go. Yeah, that's where I was gonna go, because
so
George,
yes, I think contemporary and popular dance is what has, you know, become the trend now. That's quote unquote selling the country. But if you look at other countries that have perfected the act of dancing and made it commercial, you're talking about the salsa from Cuba, the flamenco is Spain, right? I think, you know, and all those other countries that have perfected this beautiful art form. These dances that I've mentioned are more traditional than contemporary. And you'd realize that in Ghana, we are learning some of these dances because these people have been able to market them properly, sell them to the rest of the world, and the rest of the world is buying. I know dance is mainly driven by music, but in other countries, they've been deliberate about it, about pushing their dance forms. When you go to the School of Performing Arts, some of these contemporary dances aren't what is being taught there. You'd get all our traditional dances. And funny enough, a lot of our mates that graduate from the School of Performance, some of them are teaching in the States and stuff like that. These dance forms, the traditional ones, are also very exportable.
Yeah.
But as a country or as a people, we haven't really focused on developing these art forms and selling them to the rest of the world. We've just limited them to opening arrivals at events, various events. They are doing some conference somewhere, and then we put a few.
We call them cultural shows.
Cultural shows. Then they do they collect some 20 Ghanas who are coming in, and then it ends there. You know, there was a time that we wanted to take the gods are not to blame to Takrady. one of the reasons we couldn't was the acrobatic team, the team that did the opening. They were in the States. They were doing a performance in the States. They weren't available. You understand? So we just decided to forget about the whole thing. So it kind of tells you that and the National Theatre, for instance, when you speak to the National Dance Company, they travel a lot. And they can tell you that there's a lot of international, global appreciation for the kind of dance forms that they perform. Because these contemporary and modern ones, there are these kids. Are they from Kenya? They are very popular on digital. Those kids. I mean, it's no different from what DWPs and Afronita and Abigail. It's no different from what they are doing. But these other forms that we have, like the ones that you get from the School of Performing Arts, the ones that you get at cultural events and festivals and stuff like that, they are so unique that I think we need to start paying some attention there. We need to start figuring out ways to also make them trend on digital media, to make them popular and stuff like that. I don't know who's going to take it up, but I feel if we are deliberate about it, we can also generate a lot of revenue. And those ones, I am sure, would even be more exportable than some of these contemporary ones. Not to say the contemporary ones are not doing well. They are doing great. They are giving Ghana a lot of visibility globally and all that. And kudos to our musicians as well. And like Mr. Duku said, they are leveraging these dances to make some of their songs popular. Because now you drop a song, one of the first and most important places to go push it is on TikTok. Yeah. And TikTok is visual. Audio visual, but the visual is more, so it's driven by the dance, and then it becomes a challenge, it becomes a trend, and then by the time you realize, your song is all over the place. So kudos to all those that have held down the dance fraternity and pushing it to the best of their abilities. Mr. Kla and his people, they are doing very well. Dance, as the Akan would say, faden tumapa ifra gradually, and shada nya couple of sport view. But that, if you watch across the space, is generally the conversation around the arts in general. The narrative is changing. I'm sure if my dad were alive and I was about to go to university today and I told him I wanted to go to the School of Performing Arts, we wouldn't have had that argument we had years back. He would have been happier. Yeah, but it's all good.
Chief, is dance flying into my pafra?
They say that when the rain falls, it does not fall on one household alone, right? No. It falls on all households. Yeah. If there's a green wave, it doesn't happen in the World Bank. The green wave, kind of spread, right? So, I mean, we see that in dance.
It happens even in Ashanti.
People are firing shots everywhere. I swear.
We are just making it. So yes, I think that we have to see that there's been a great growth. There's been a professionalization of the genre, because back then you may not, as Francis hinted, you apart from the video vixens, where else do you see dance? I mean, we used to have Embassy Pleasure, but now due to the growth of social media, there's been a rise in what dance means and can do for people, and we've seen the likes of Afronita, making it big, DW Academy, and I'm sure others are trying to replicate, the Uganda Ghetto Kids, because the global media provides an opportunity for people to consume the culture. And dance is a very exciting medium, right? It's a very fascinating medium when people communicate with their body. So it's something that a lot of people enjoy watching. So we see that there's a market that's now developing. How do we consolidate the little gains and even package and present opportunities? And that's the point I'm trying to highlight with Joe's point about our traditional dance, which is our own unique indigenous dance, which are formed, over centuries, right? And have very deep meanings to them and are used in various platforms. Elsewhere, I mean, when you think of ballet, ballet is a big thing. People go to school, they become dancers, there are big theaters that focus on dance. You pay a lot of money to watch dance, right? I'm not sure if there was, let's say we have an Adwa show at the National Theatre, how many of us will pay to go? But it's all about how you position the product, because people would consume what they think is trendy, what they think is exciting, right? And so if we in the production business, if we in the promotion business see that these cultural dance elements, are creative, content that we can package and present in a great presentation, I'm sure it'll make, a great effort. I mean, we tried doing similar when we did Work by JK. bringing in our traditional dance forms. But of late, I've even been discussing with my team that there's a big potential to even do more. And one of the things that I'm excited about is that we're actually working on a dance production that's going to be purely dance, based on, because we're doing different things. We did the theater, we did the music. We're actually also going to work on the dance as well, because we realize, the potential of dance, and it's always been an important part of what we do. So now what we're asked, so if you watch our first production, it's an aggregation of all the forms, so you have drama, you have music, you have theater. So we are now disaggregating those various forms into their own mapa, if you like. So I think that there's a great opportunity for us in the creative space. And as they've noticed, not just dance, you see it even in arts, those who do installations, the likes of Ibrahim Mahama, Sejat Kudik. I mean, one of these days we have to actually have, I don't think we've had conversation on art, in the studio before. We've had, right? Yeah. But sometimes we don't mention them enough, because it's actually one of the areas in the creative industry that is thriving internationally. It's not the local market.
You're talking about visual art.
Sorry, visual art, yes. Whether it's painting or installation or all of those things. These young Ghanaians are actually making a killing, some of them, at least those who have the right structures and have the right opportunities. One of the art that, and because it's in a way, in quote, elite art, there's a lot of good consumption in terms of price points for some of these artworks. And you see a lot of them now who know the system are trying to expose themselves gradually. So I think that dance is one area that we are only about to see the growth of it, and if we can harvest it very well, the opportunity for cross-border collaborations, for international collaborations is huge. And we already see how, in terms of African dance, is finding its way into music videos of a lot of big musicians around the world, right? What we can do same with not just our popular dance, but actually with our traditional dance as well. If we position it in the same ways, they become the cultural language. You remember that culture is such that it's replicated around the world. So when something becomes trendy, suddenly everyone is doing it. So if we can make Agbaja trendy, don't be surprised if you see in a Beyonce video she's doing Agbaja, right? So we have to also think about how then can we drive commercial benefit out of the way in which we expose our culture. So because there's no point in exposing it out there and there isn't any added value, because we are the custodians. So for example, if we are the ones who know how to teach it and there's a demand for it, how then do we capitalize on it? Because I know that some of these musicians, dancers, they go around the world. I've been seeing Dance God Lloyd going around trying to teach people. So we also have to think of what are the commercial opportunities for dance and how can we make it viable for those who want to pursue a career in it.
Thank you, Chief Mumin. And we're still here on Joy 99.7 FM, Showbiz A to Z. I have George Quay, Chief Mumin, Francis Doku, Robert Clark. In a moment, we'll be talking about film or movies. How many movies have you watched this year? I put this on Facebook and people are saying none. Hey, like seriously. Showbiz A to Z brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go, get ready for a game changer SMEs. We're introducing Yellow Biz, our new multi-service bundle with everything you need for smarter business solutions. This all-in-one package consists of 4G plus router with 10 gigabytes of free data, Microsoft Office 365 genuine Microsoft applications, WebWays, a customized business website for your business, Unicom servers, a unified business communication solution for your virtual call center, IVR, and conference needs. All for a very good deal you don't want to miss. So with MTN Yellow Biz, your business will gain access to advanced productivity tools, a powerful online presence, and superior customer experience to optimize your operations. So to stay ahead of competition, call 100 or 0244301111, or you can email mtnbusiness.gh@mtn.com. Terms and conditions apply. Are you ready to get way more chances to win with Betway? Every single day you have the key to unlock 5 free spins on Mega Money Wheel, where you stand the chance to win a massive 1 million Ghana cedis jackpots. So what are you waiting for? Log into betway.com.ga today and take your spin, all thanks to Betway. Again, terms and conditions apply. It's the best time of the year, and Christmas is here with us again. This Christmas, your premier 5-star hotel, Labadi Beach Hotel, is treating you and your loved ones to a traditional festive cuisine. Join us on Tuesday, 24th December, for our Christmas Eve dinner at the Aquaba restaurant, followed by the best Christmas Day lunch experience in town. So with live performances, we're going to have Winneba Youth Choir, Ken Carbonu, yeah, that guy, great guy, and then DJ Coffee. They'll be performing live. So it's time for the family to party on Thursday, 26th December, as you enjoy our Boxing Day lunch with loved ones. We then usher in 2025 with our New Year's Eve dinner party with a sensational Black Lace Band and DJ Coffee in live performance amidst breathtaking fireworks. And the dress code is Color Your World. Now, finally, on New Year's Day, 1st January, let the family bond continue with our special lunch at the Aquaba restaurant. This Christmas, allow Chef Akwete and his team to treat you and take you around the world of delectable culinary experience. There will be lots of fun activities for the kids. For table reservations, please call 0540109995 or 044747670. It's Christmas at the Labadi Beach Hotel. Let the party begin. Have you upgraded to Go TV Subplus yet? If not, you better look sharp. Look sharp because the offer ends soon. With just 265 Ghana cedis, you get to enjoy blockbuster movies and awesome series on channels such as Studio Universal, Universal TV, the best of kids content on channels such as Disney and great local stories. And of course, the football lovers are not left out. Enjoy the Premier League games, all La Liga and Serie A games, as well as the Europa League. Upgrade your subscription or connect using the short code *75# and give you and your family the best entertainment experience. This offer lasts from now till 31st December, so don't miss out. Go TV, love it. All right, Joe 99.7 FM. Let's talk about film in 2024. So, people have been saying Ghanaians are not doing films. They are not producing films again. So, I reached out to the National Film Authority and they gave me a list. Even that list, I did more research. I found more films. So, why are we not watching the films? Now, take a listen to these films. We have Luke. Luke. Kobe Runner. He has another one called Fear Women.
Runner, yeah.
Don't Sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. There are other films that the research gave us. Rude Awakening. There is Kwame. There is The Regal Beggar. There is Girl Talk. 1957.
KOD.
No, this one not King. Yeah. This one is in Kuma.
All this year.
Okay.
All this year.
Wow.
Okay. Queen of Accra. Evo.
Yeah, I know Evo. That's the girl. What's her name? I've forgotten her name.
Okay.
Yes.
We have The Storm.
Yeah.
We have Tripping. We have Coming to Africa. Welcome to Ghana.
Yeah.
Resonance. We have Campus Love. Dreams Under Sheets. We have Apples. In Search of a Blessed Life. We have A Country Called Ghana. Lewin, very popular. A Country Called Ghana. Mind Chess. Stuck for 32 hours. We have The Lady with a Red Balloon. Who Let Mommy Down? This year, we have Trapped. The first one was Trapping. This one.
Wait, you have 3 sheets for just the movies alone?
2.
Yeah, the Evo is by Sicho. Sicho
okay.
Fichiko. Yeah.
We have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Situ. Okay.
Yes, it's just movie.
Okay, Situ. Yeah, Situ.
Yeah.
We have Fatal Delusion. We have Esuo Subi, the river goddess. We have Time, Delivery Boy, Sweet Palm Wine, Widow's Gifts, Save Them, Escape to Chaos. I Was There, Forever in the Night, Porn, Links.
Yeah, Links Entertainment.
Yanara Assassini. We have 9. We have Bitter Haven.
9, that's Chris Atto.
Yes.
9 is Chris Atto, yeah.
Yes. Bitter Haven, Abrefi Koto, A Father's Joy. We have Two of a Kind, Shelley.
Yeah, Shirley.
Yeah, I
Yesterday.
think that was
It was
yesterday.
premiered just last
Yeah.
night.
Okay. And then Peter Sodifia is also premiering his on
Yes,
Christmas,
Christmas Day.
One night.
One night.
One
Yes.
night guest, yeah. Yeah.
So all these movies were released this year.
Yeah.
Why are we not watching our movies?
What do you mean, why are we not watching our movies?
Are we watching?
Those who... Yesterday there was a premiere, were you there?
I've been to a number of them, but yesterday I wasn't there.
You weren't
I
there.
wasn't,
Yes,
yeah.
from what I gather, it was a full house. So those who are watching are watching.
So I keep wondering, when you post something on Facebook, people say, "Oh, we don't watch Ghanaian movies. We've not watched."
Don't
Ghanaian
mind
movies."
those.
Why
I don't
do
want to
they
use
do
the
that?
word I don't want to use. Look, we all can't consume everything. For instance, I mean, Chief Moomin has done his work, but he has done Mansa Ward and all that. There are people, even in our fraternity, who haven't seen it before. They haven't, not once. You understand? That doesn't mean they don't appreciate theater or anything. For, the time hasn't been convenient, or some don't even know where to be able to watch some of these movies. Because now the conversation is basically Netflix and all these other platforms and stuff like that. After the premiere, let's say last night I wasn't in Accra, so I missed the premiere for Shelley's new movie, Two of a Kind. Let's assume where am I going to see it today? Where else is it? What's the plan? Where can I find it? Where can I stream it? Is it on Sparrow Studios Live? They have an app like that, something like that. Can I get it there? You understand? So it's not like people are not watching. I think those who want to follow, those who want to chase these movies, those who want to see them are seeing them. If you speak to Kobe Rana right now, I don't think he's not getting his numbers. Because if they weren't getting their numbers, they would probably, unless of course like Chief Moving and myself is the passion that is driving them. You understand? So really, I don't think it's a conversation of why are we not watching them. I think we are watching them. If we weren't watching them, those who make them wouldn't make them. Maybe they are the ones who should tell us that we are making them, but you people are not watching them. I think they are the best people to tell us. But I don't think we in this room can conclude that we are not watching them.
Okay, so are we saying then that these movies have not been well marketed to the Ghanaian movie lovers?
Kwame, I think there are two sides to
Robert.
this.
Okay.
For marketing to be successful, you also have to consider not just promotion. There's distribution channels. Distribution channels deals with how people actually are going to consume your product. So if infrastructural challenges exist because the whole of Ghana will have to visit Silverbird cinemas to watch a movie, then there's a problem, because we cannot all go to Silverbird to watch movies. So let's say if you're watching via technology enabled platforms, so it's therefore on Showmax or Netflix. Question is, how many people are on these platforms? And if we don't have majority of Ghanaians there, then it means that we still have some form of infrastructural challenge. Kobe Rana employed a strategy that the Nigerians have been using, that is showing it on YouTube, and he got the numbers because after posting it immediately you had people watching it, and it's still going to be there. And when you plan to use a YouTube platform, it's easily accessible, because in fact the first time I watched Aka Ebenezer, it was on YouTube. That's when I chanced upon his works. It wasn't like it wasn't like the production was not up there, but it was still the content that was available on a particular platform. I watched a movie with James Gardner, and I also watched there's a young guy who did some, it's a Ghanaian, but he's acting with the Nigerians. I've forgotten what his name is, and it was an incredible movie, and it's on their platform. It's on a YouTube platform, and I've seen him on other platforms as well. So the challenge here is, how do you get the consumer to be able to watch your production in their convenience? You understand? Convenience is always key. If it's difficult for them to be able to watch, then indeed the success rate the success you're going to get is going to be determined by the ability of the number of people to be able to watch and how convenient it is for them. So yes, people are watching. but if we need to expand the number of people who are watching, then we need to be a bit innovative about how we send out stuff to the people, understanding who we are and how we can reach out to these folks. So yes, I think those are the questions we need to be able to bring to the fore if we want to tackle the issue of whether we are watching Ghanaian movies or not. Promotion is expensive, and let's not kid ourselves. Recently somebody was saying that, Charlie, the programs that they go on this Christmas, I know here most of them. I'm like, Charlie, right now if you want to promote anything successful, if you come to Joy, it is like you have to come to, if you want to even come to multimedia, you enjoy, then you go to Joy Prime, then you go to Hits, then you go to and enjoy. You have to look at the program, and then and then you go to Adum, Charlie, because all of these, and you go to other stations, and there are multiple platforms, and then you also go to social media. So if hitherto you were going to consider 2 or 3 platforms, right now you have to go on so many platforms because of the narrow casting, not broadcasting anymore, narrow casting, just so that you can get the various segments that each particular media platform is targeting. So it's expensive. So if you don't take care, Charlie, you might finish these things and you'll never really be able to break even in terms of creating the right awareness.
Uncle Francis, how do we get more Ghanaians to watch Ghanaian movies?
Well, I think part of what Robert said was about promotion. We are in an era where there's so many things that attract your audience. The things are so diverse and many that it's difficult in this space to get them on one platform or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. I mean, you need to be where they are. I mean, we can also say that because of that, and we're going to spread thing everywhere. But first, we need to know who your audience is. And I would say that maybe the people who are responding to your posts may not necessarily be the kind of audience that some of these movies, are targeted.
Yeah.
So you need to know who your audience is and how to reach them. I think there was a brilliant work that was done. I'm saying brilliant advisedly, by Lil Wayne, with a country called Ghana.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the movies that got a lot more awareness.
Exactly.
Visibility was solid.
Visibility was solid. Maybe some of the things were a bit, questionable in terms of the PR, strategies. But it got a word out there. I honestly don't have numbers to show how many people watched the movie or how much revenue was made out of that. But in terms of people realizing that there was a movie like that being released. I mean, because for a long time, he even said it that we said that people don't watch movies and all that, but this is what he was going to do, and he did it, and it brought. So you need to do more. I mean, as Robert said, it's not easy like it used to be, where you release a movie and then you go to the radio stations and then they tell you that call Opera Square and Akoto, and all that. It is more targeted at your audience. And so what platforms are they on? What media are they consuming? And how do you get to them? It's also a bit more expensive, if you like, trying to target the kind of audience that you want to watch your movie. I mean, if it's a premiere or that you're doing, you need people to come out. And so you need to properly communicate to them. You need to do a lot. Which radio stations, which social media platforms they are reaching. So promotion is very important. And as Robert also mentioned perfectly, the distribution channels are also very important. Because if you promote and there's no proper way for them to consume, then definitely you're throwing money away in terms of your promotional efforts. And some have found different ways to distribute their content.
Yeah.
YouTube has become very important, but do you want to put it out there free? And what sort of monetization are you going to get? How is it going to be monetized? How are you going to get that money back on that platform? For example, in terms of also the physical distribution. I mean, we used to have cinemas, and I think the cinema culture is kind of coming back. There's a cinema. I didn't know there's a cinema at Oyarifa Mall.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there is a cinema, Ozone Cinema, I think, at the Oyarifa Mall.
Yeah.
There's cinema at West Hills Mall. In Kumasi, there are 2 cinemas at the
they show movies.
2 cinemas at the Kumasi Mall, and also Takrady has its own place as well. So I think we may have to look at how to do that culture again, combining the new media platforms available with the traditional way of going out to the family to see movies. I don't know, but there must be a lot of conversation. There must be a lot of noise, promotional efforts, but the distribution channels must be available that people could go, with their families to watch movie. And I believe we'll be there. Also, maybe, I don't think that the list you had, the 3 sheets you had, I don't think that's
two sheets.
Okay, 2. You were holding 3 sheets.
The third one is a different thing.
I don't think Hollywood had this number of movies released this year. It's a lot. Sometimes we must also see how we can combine,
It's
efforts.
the whole Ghana. Including Kumawudo.
Hollywood,
Like Kumawood, Voltawood, Koforia wood everywhere.
Yeah, but I'm saying that some markets don't release so many movies, even though they have.
What's the number? What number did you count?
Okay, so the number from NFA is 38. I had about 6 or 7 extra from my research.
So 40 something.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And I think there are more.
Yeah, there are more.
Yeah,
Maybe you
others,
didn't even capture all.
Yeah.
So again, a point I'm making is that there must be ways that we could consolidate efforts a bit. In my view, everybody would like to release their own movies, but can we find a way to regulate it a bit better? We have the National Film Authority. Can we regulate?
Please, what do you mean by regulate?
So, this year, this is the number of movies we are approving to be released.
Okay.
And let's see. There must be a way to have that conversation and look at how to ensure that we don't have so many films released in a year.
Is that going to be easy?
Well,
What's the issue with
I feel that movies being released are too many.
Yeah, like why?
He says there are too many.
I think so.
No, because you see, I'm watching some of the movies. The cast, they were like 10, or sometimes 8, sometimes 5, and you put it out there on YouTube. The plan is put the movie out there. Over 2 years, probably you've recouped all costs. You are now making because it's over a 2-year period. You are making profits eventually after that, right? Which feels almost like the theater model we are talking about. So if you have if the cast size is small and the budget involved is not huge, then it means you get to release, like, let's say how many, one every month, and then over a period of time, after 2 years of making money, you can reinvest the money because of the views you have, or even 1 year. I don't know.
For me, the conversation is not even about the quantity; it is about the quality. Because you see, look, we cannot. I watched. I heard a lot of people speak about a certain Nigerian movie, something Judah, Tribe of Judah, or something.
Yeah.
So I managed to see it, and I was blown away.
It's a fantastic movie.
I was blown away. I was blown away from. Yeah, as a writer, producer, director myself, I pointed out a few things here and there, a few things that could have been done different. Yeah. But generally, it's a great movie. It engages you from beginning all through till the end. It's a beautiful story, very touching. It's okay, What kind of stories are we churning out? What kind of stories are we putting out there?
Yeah.
I don't mind if it's 1 million very, very, very good stories. Because even in Hollywood, look, even in America, let me not say Hollywood, even in America, a lot of trash movies are released every year. Yeah, a lot of the movies that they release, they don't get anywhere. And the other time I was having a conversation, I was saying, sadly, Bruce Willis is one person who has a litany of very terrible movies. Some of his movies are
talking
horrible.
About Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal, they be a different level. Bruce Willis has some real terrible movies. To think that this is the John McCain, Die Hard and all that, and he has some movies that you wonder, really, why did you do this? Steven Seagal, there's a different conversation. There are movies that are released in the States that are useless too, but the number, a lot of it's just the quality that we need. As for the number, I don't agree with Mr. Doku. As for the numbers,
then George, let me also quickly say this. When you say quality, then I'm also very interested. What do you mean by quality? Is it the camera being used? Is it the work of the director?
Is it the storyline?
No. Because you see, because when it comes to,
it's complete.
No, I'm coming. Because
first,
you see,
hold on a second. I'm
asking the question.
The one thing, hold on, let me answer first.
I'm finishing.
Is it the quality?
No, I haven't finished. See, because you see, if you leave, or if you had left the movies that came out from Kumawood
Yeah.
to some of the people in Accra,
Yeah.
so to say, to evaluate, they would have said most of them were rubbish.
Yeah.
But there is market for it.
Yeah.
So for me, when there's market for something, you who are not the target, you keep quiet.
Oh, no.
I'm coming. I don't mean you as in George.
Yes,
But
I
all I'm
get
saying
you.
is allow us in the Gamashi area to be jamming to Kinjeri, and don't tell me that you don't like Kinjeri. So what?
No,
no.
Okay, so once there's a market for it,
there's market for it.
we should allow it to go.
The fact that there is a
Because
market
it's
for it
not
does
everybody-
not mean the quality is
It's not
good.
everybody who's going to watch
Are you getting-
Lion
No,
King.
no,
It's
no,
not
no.
everybody who's.
No, wait. Are we saying once there is a market for it, we shouldn't think about standards?
Appreciation
standards.
is different from quality. There are standards
That's why I
that you
asked.
use to judge
No, so
quality.
I'm asking.
And for movie, it starts from
So
the
I'm
story.
asking. So I'm asking.
In movie production, it starts from the story.
The script.
Now, the script, exactly. That's what I mean by the story. You know, it starts from there. The script. If the script is good, the next line of people that you need to get who will be good are people who can interpret that. You understand? For instance, you can stage The Gods Are Not to Blame today. You play Dewali. Mr. Duku will play Dewali. I'll play Dewali. Mr. Mansa Musa will play Dewali. It will not be the same. One of us will do better than all of us. One of us will be the most terrible among all of us. You understand? So, it's like, you know who that will be. So, for instance, when we're choosing Nashoko to play Queen Ojola in The Gods Are Not to Blame, for instance, we all said, no, this role is too small. Because, Ojola doesn't do much. But then in the interpretation, you realize that, look, the story is all about her. Really, when you think about it, she's the central point of the. So she may not have a lot of dialogue, but you need somebody whose facial expressions, body language, mannerisms, everything, and somebody who would get the audience to sympathize with her. And in that brief moment, Nashoko killed her. I don't know who else could have done it better. So you have a good story. You need great actors who would bring that story to life. Second thing. For instance, I'm sure if you call Nashoko right now, she'll tell you she's on her way from Nsawam prison. This year, we are doing something with a female inmate at the Nsawam prison in partnership with Fair Justice. Sorry, Image Pro and April Communications. Oh, one sec, I'm almost done. we had a conversation with them.
Please, George.
They told us their stories. We used that story to write a script, and the prisoners are acting out that script on Monday as their end of year project. Now, the challenge we're having is that some of them are not actresses. So, though the vision that you have in mind is to tell this story, because some of them are not actresses, they cannot really deliver it the way you want it delivered. So acting is a second part of it. Then comes the crew that are going to do the interpretation.
Okay.
So quality can be judged from various angles.
Okay.
Good.
You understand?
Yeah.
And it can be rubbish.
Yeah.
If it is
Uncle
rubbish,
Francis,
you have to admit it's rubbish.
I hear you.
It has nothing to do with quantity.
please conclude with your point, and then okay.
Oleanke, they are not actors, but you want them to act.
But what else will you do?
Uncle Francis, please.
So I'm saying that I'm just challenging the National Film Authority to begin to looking at some of these things. So that there's I believe there should be a certain standardization in the industry, so that because when I mention numbers, I'm also saying that we hurry too much to release, and so it kind of affects also the quality.
Point.
So
The
we
rush,
must look
the rush
at
during production.
absolutely
Rush through it.
So that's the point. So that the authority is there. It's been established. I think they have their standards. I think we should find a way to implement it. But the point around the table, I believe, is that there's an audience for all movies that are released.
Sure.
And people would have watched them.
All right. Thank you, Chief
Sometimes it may be
Mumin.
rational.
Okay.
Well, if the budget,
The
is small,
budget.
if the budget,
You have to close
that's what I'm talking about.
All right. Chief Mumin is on the floor now. Chief.
It's a myriad of factors, When we're in school, we used to say it's a hydra-headed problem.
Hey. Hydro
That's
what?
that's one of the terms we use in debate. There's an issue of taste.
Okay.
One of the things that we have to acknowledge is that with the proliferation of media, people have so many choices. So our taste buds are accustomed to a certain degree of quality, if I may.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're watching Nigerian movies, American movies and all of that. So we have been exposed to best practice. And one of the most dangerous thing about a man or a woman in this day and age is that when you have been exposed to a particular standard, sometimes it's difficult to regress. So when George Quay tasted the private jet's experience the first time, I knew he was traumatized when he had to take a commercial flight. It's like when you've sat in business class, and you've had all the options, that comes with it. It's difficult to go back to chicken or beef. So that's the thing. So our taste buds have been accustomed to a certain degree of quality. So if our local productions are not meeting that quality at the same rate, they are bound to suffer. So it's about the momentum. I call it the momentum of perception, right? If you're thinking about movies in Africa today, would you rate Ghanaian movies in a particular way? Would you say, I'm going to look for Ghanaian movie because they provide a particular quality? I say that bear in mind that there are producers definitely who produce quality movies where the script and, all the other ingredients to make a quality movie are there. But you want to look at the industry trend. When we look at the trend in the industry, where are we trending towards beyond the exceptional few, right? As against, let's say, the Nigerian movie industry. Of course, there are a lot of trash Nigerian movies, but when you look at the trend, what are we seeing in the trend? So one of the challenges with our time is that because the consumer is now accustomed to different degrees of quality, if you are not meeting that degree of quality, especially when they have so much choices, you may be left behind. So the issue of quality is very important, but quality doesn't just happen in and of itself. There are certain ingredients that are required, and most important, is investment, right? You need the right investment to have the right camera, to get the right talent, whether behind the camera or in front of the camera, and that costs money. So if you don't have it, then you have to just make do with what you have. So it also boils down to the amount of investment that is going into our movies. Remember that for the big blockbuster movies that we watch, they spend as much on producing the movie as they spend on marketing and promoting the movie. So a movie may have 100 million production budget, it will also have 100 million marketing budget, because it's not just enough to make a good movie. It is important that that movie is in the face of people all the time. So several things might happen at the same time and converge together for you to experience growth. And it all starts with having good investment to create good movies, to market those movies so that you can draw an audience, and over time you build a momentum for that product that you're creating, right? It's just like what we're trying to do in theater. With all of us being in the theater space, we are creating an audience, and we're creating a momentum for theater as an alternative, art form that people can consume. Music has had that for a very long time, because music is about the most, I say that comparatively, cheapest thing you can do.
Cheapest?
I say comparatively,
okay,
right? Because what it will take for you as an artist to start, if you get a studio to get a movie out, a song out there, is not the same as you get a movie out there, because music can thrive on sole enterprise, right? It can be just the grit of the individual pushing himself or herself out there. But in things like, movies and theater, it's a collaborative art forms. You need various people coming together to do several things. Yes, you have that in music, but I'm saying that the barrier of entry for music is lower than sometimes the other creative forms. So that's why you see much more people in that space, and invariably many more thriving in that space. So we need to control for several factors to be able to rebuild our movie industry, and that comes with the investment, the content, as well as the marketing and the publicity. But that said, I think that there are some good movies out there that we can look at and start. I'll make a confession. There were times that I couldn't even watch some of our local movies because I felt that when I watch it, I depreciate in intellect.
Wow.
Some, in terms of the writing, the script, and I don't even mean Ghanaian films, I just mean some of even our African films. Because when you are, especially for someone like you who is a writer, who appreciates good literature, sometimes you just listen to dialogue and you feel that you are walking through the valley of the shadow of death. So I think that, and that also comes with, because there isn't enough resources to hire the best of our writers. In fact, the best of our literary people don't even go into script writing, right? You may find just one or two. So for the industry to be viable, we have to also look at the source. You think that if people were paying 50,000, 100,000 or 200,000 cedis to even write a script, people like Francis Doku, who are good writers, will suddenly not become screenwriters.
Oh, he will.
Yes. So once there isn't
fast.
I don't even know the benchmark for. I don't think people are making up to even 20,000 writing movies, script for movies, right? You may advise me. I'm sure people are even paid 5,000. If you come to me and you are giving me 20,000 to write a script for a movie, so that's the thing. So because we don't also have enough investment, we can't pay the right writers to write the right script for us. But suddenly,
So you mean what?
You mean you can't afford? You can't get to
really,
It's too little.
at this point, I'm not going to
20,000.
spend all the rest of my life.
You are saying that you mean it's too small. Just say it.
Yes,
I
I won't spend 3 months of my life grinding over. In fact, right now, my biggest challenge, even with my own productions, is that when the resources are not there, I can't even imagine because I feel a weight on me, right?
Oh.
You know, if I know that we don't have fans, and right now my guys are chasing me for script, and I tell them that skinny new why there's no motivation because what's the purpose of writing and the thing will be under your pillow? But today, if you come and tell me that Chief Mummy, I'm giving you $1 million to write a script,
inspiration go come.
What are you saying? So right now, my biggest inspiration is the cash. It's like being a paid piper, right? So that's the challenge. So we need to get back to the basics to get good scripts, and to get good scripts, we need to pay people right. And to pay people right, we need better investment.
Thank you very much. Talking about good scripts and good movies, there is one premiering on Christmas Day. One Night Guests. And it features Majid Michel, James Gardner, Ivan Okoro, Rosalind Giza, Chidi Mokome, Inedo, Lasisi Lenu, Real Worry Peking, Akanani, and Annabelle Apara. And this premiere is on Christmas Day, December 25. It's happening at the Silverbet Cinemas, Accra Mall, West Hills Malls, Ozone Cinemas, Oyarifa Mall, Golden Eagle Cinema, Kumasi City Mall, and then the Royal View Cinema, SG Mall, Kumasi. And the show times are 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., 7 p.m., and 9 p.m. Tickets are selling at 150 Ghana cedis. If you need one or more, call 059895648 or 02792566060. Again, 027925660. That is One Night Guests. You go laugh at ya. Still here on Joy 99.7 FM, we are reviewing 2024 Showbiz. Logi Entertainment in Rattree Park present the maiden edition of Event of the Year 2024. And this event features Daddy Luma, Black Sharif, Kofi Kinata, Familia, Kim Paluta, Wendy Shea. And they are performing live on 25th December 2024 at the Rattree Park in Kumasi. The showtime is 7 p.m. sharp. For advanced tickets and tables, call 050-6677-742 or 044-602-800. Or you can also come to the front desk of Adum FM or dial star 714 star 003 star 4 hash. And this event is supported by Musically Yours and Logi Travels and Tours. 26th December, we're going to Abri Botanical Gardens, the family party in the park by Joy FM. Come along with your family. It's time for you to bond with the family after a year of all the hard work. Kwampa will be performing Kwabena Kamido. We have Chaka, we have Top Girl Reina, Kino Banks. And this is happening at the Abri Botanical Gardens, 9 a.m. 26th December 2024. The rate is 200 Ghana cedis for a family of 6. Yeah, so come around, let's have fun. Now to get your ticket, just dial star 714 star 003 star 3 hash. Then you select Party in the Park. Then you opt for the family park, confirm a number of tickets, and wait for the prompt to make payments. Joy FM Family Party in the Park is brought to you by Frytol Cooking Oil. You deserve a life of goodness. We have Fortune Low Fat Spread for Bread, always on point. DBS Roofing Industry, your roof expert. Piva Beverages, a taste you love. Aquaba Bottled Water. We have Velton's Beer. Now it's the best time of the year, and Christmas is here with us again. And this Christmas, your premier 5-star hotel, the Body Beach Hotel, is treating you and your loved ones to a traditional festive cuisine. So join us on Tuesday, 24th December for our Christmas Eve dinner. And this is happening at the Aquaba restaurant, followed by the best Christmas Day lunch experience in town, with the live performances by Winneba Youth Choir, Ken Kabonu, DJ Coffee. Be sure that you have a good treat of your life. Time for the family to party on Thursday, 26th December again. This is the Boxing Day lunch with loved ones. And then we usher 2025. We usher in next year, the New Year's Eve dinner party with a sensational Black Lace Band DJ Coffee live performance amidst breathtaking fireworks. Now you can call for more enquiries. Call 0540109995 or 0244-747670. It's Christmas at the Labadi Beach Hotel. Let the party begin. Joe 99.7 FM. Are you ready for the finale of the Hits FM Hottest DJ? So on 24th December, all roads leads to the Junction Mall Nungwa. Come witness the finest DJs as they battle for the crown and bragging rights as the Hits FM Hottest DJ 2024. Now the men have been separated from the boys. Lights, camera. And it's time to move the crowd with great tunes and mixes. To come witness 6 dynamic performances. DJ Don. We have DJ Don K, DJ Skynet, DJ FK, DJ Filler, DJ Stiga, and DJ Shaker HD. It's happening Junction Mall, 24th December, 8 p.m. till you drop. Hits FM Hottest DJ Contest and Jam is powered by Joy Prime, sponsored by itel A80, Ghana DJ Awards, ALX, Victor Electronics. So the Hits FM Hottest DJ is unearthing unique talent. On our way still here, we are reviewing 2024 show business, tourism, art and culture. We've done film, theater, dance. We try to touch on tourism, media reportage. But who is your biggest act or artist for 2024? What would you say is your biggest song in 2024? Are you ready to get way more chances to win with Betway? Every single day you have the key to unlock 5 free spins on Mega Money Wheel, where you stand to win the massive 1 million Ghana Cedi jackpot. So what are you waiting for? Log in to betway.com.ga today and take your spin, all thanks to Betway. Again, you are reminded that Logi Entertainment and Ratray Park present the maiden edition of Event of the Year. It's happening in Kumasi, Ratray Park, 25th December. And the performing, we have Daddy Lumba, Black Sherif, Kofi Kinata, Famia, Kim Paluta, Wendy Shea. And show starts at 7 p.m. For advanced tickets and tables, you can call 050-6277-742, 0244-602800. And to purchase a ticket, just dial *714 *003 *4#. Tomorrow is Sunday. We'll be listening to Pentecost Hour on Joe 99.7 FM at 1:30 p.m. On Mondays, 5:30 a.m. On Saturdays, 7 a.m. on Joy Prime Television. Who are you voting for as Artist of the Year? I mean, the biggest artist in 2024, biggest song. When we come back, we'll be touching on all these right here on Joe 99.7 FM, Showbiz A to Z. I have in the studio Chief Mumin, Robert Clark, George Quay, Francis Doku. We're back after this.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
it's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
Sharp! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244 308 111 for more information. We are good together everywhere you go.
When you hear that sound, it can only mean one thing. It's the sound of excitement, the sound of milky goodness. It's the unmistakable sound of rich, creamy deliciousness. The sound that lets you know that the original milky richness awaits. The milky richness you can find in every bite of Munchie Milk Shortcake.
With its unique blend of milky richness and carefully selected ingredients, Munchie Milk Shortcake is crafted from an original age-old recipe to delight your taste buds. If you're looking for pure satisfaction and the authentic taste of original milky richness, it's time to grab a pack of your favorite biscuit, Munchie Milk Shortcake, today.
This advert is FDA approved.
'Tis the season to be charmed.
The Roverman Festival of Plays is the perfect gift for the holidays.
In partnership with Joy FM and National Theatre, Roverman Productions brings you the Roverman Festival of Plays.
24th and 25th December, the foreplay.
28th December, Dubai or No Set.
29th December, Naked in Bed.
1st and 2nd January, I Want to Feed You.
4th January, Takeover.
And 5th January, Bananas and Groundnuts.
Showing at the National Theatre at 4 and 8 p.m. on each day at 200 cedis per play.
For a 25% discount, get a festival pack of 5 or more tickets.
Tickets available at regular outlets, Roverman app, and via short code
*365*535#. Call 050-554-6010 for enquiry.
Sponsors: Star Life Assurance,
Secure Sanitary Pack,
Royal Cozy Hills Hotel, Stanbic Bank,
Koba,
Gino Jollof Mix, M Notified,
and
Teely's Tea.
Roverman Productions. Be the difference.
Are you ready to get way more chances to win with Betway? Every single day, you have the key to unlock 5 free spins on Mega Money Wheel, where you stand to win a massive 1 million Ghana cedis jackpot. All you need to do is to log in and take your spin. Exclusive to Betway. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway. Get way more.
Explore a world of limitless opportunities, life-transforming experiences, and self-discovery on Springboard, your virtual university. Learn from industry experts, CEOs, and changemakers as we empower you with the practical tools for climbing to your next level. Join host Reverend Albert Okran every Sunday at 7 p.m. on Joy 99.7 FM and online on Facebook and YouTube. Catch the repeat on Joy Prime every Saturday at 6 a.m. Partners: MTN Ghana, Enterprise Group, and the Ghana Grows Program, a collaboration between MasterCard Foundation and Springboard Roadshow Foundation. Media partners: Joy FM, Joy Prime, and Graphic. Springboard, your personal value will shoot up.
Here's on turnaround. Here's where we turn around.
Burlington Music Group presents the 9th Beam Fest Up and Running Beach Edition. Happening live on Sunday, 22nd December 2024 at the La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. Come witness the electrifying and captivating performance of the Afro dancehall Pele, Stone Boy, aka The Torture.
No matter what them none of them could have my boat Rasta name.
For tickets, visit beamfestival.com or dial *714*24#. Early bird tickets now selling for 200 Ghana cedis. Gates open at 3 p.m. sharp with state performances starting at 7 p.m. Call 050-1550-000 for enquiries. This event is powered by Burlington Music Group and Gate Kids.
What's up? I no focus here. What's up? Ting ting nitty here. What's up? From me know say your body bad girl. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
There's going to come a time that the church will rise as the highest of all the mountains, and saviors will be raised in the church to deal with the world system. And let it be now. We need to have a national focus. We don't have to lose this ambition, or else we work against the Great Commission.
They are equipped in righteousness, the agenda to possess the nations. Welcome to an equipping center of the word and prayer on Pentecost Hour.
Pentecost Hour comes to you on Joy 99.7 FM every Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Hits FM on Mondays at 5:30 a.m. and Joy Prime TV on Saturdays at 7 a.m.
'Tis the season to be charmed.
The Roverman
Roverman Festival of Plays is a perfect gift for the holidays. In partnership with Joy FM and National Theatre, Roverman Productions brings you the Roverman Festival of Plays.
24th and 25th December, the foreplay.
28th December, Dubai or No Set.
29th December, Naked in Bed.
1st and 2nd January, I Want to Feed You.
4th January, Takeover.
And 5th January, Bananas and Groundnuts.
Showing at the National Theatre at 4 and 8 p.m. on each day at 200 cedis per play.
For a 25% discount, get a festival pack of 5 or more tickets.
Tickets available at regular outlets, Roverman app, and via short code *365*535#.
Call 050-554-6010 for enquiry.
Sponsors: Star Life Assurance,
Secure Sanitary Pack,
Royal Cozy Hills Hotel, Stanbic Bank,
Koba,
Gino Jollof Mix, M Notified,
and Teely's Tea. Roverman Productions. Be the difference.
What happens when ancient days meet modernity? What happens when a goddess wakes up in an era of digital chaos? Witness the epic battle between the past and the present. Catch the intrigue and suspense in Amwanime's era, a brand new epic telenovela showing Mondays to Fridays on Aquaba Magic, DSTV channel 150 and Go TV channel 102. Available on DSTV Access and Go TV Plus. Dial *759# to stay connected.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions.
And send tweets.
Where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
And you're still here on Showbiz A to Z, Joe 99.7 FM song in the background. Diffie by Team Eternity Ghana. This is number 2 on our list. Top 20 songs 2024. Who takes the number 1 spot? Now let me come in here and take the final words from my big man here. Alrighty. So number 2 on our list is Team Eternity Ghana. Diffie. Who takes number 1 spot? So you tell me who is number 1 and then your final remarks. Okay, let me start with you, George Quay.
Oh, Kimpaluta, number 1. I said well, there's no contest. And I'll be shocked if Kimpaluta does not win Song of the Year for the next Telesol Ghana Music Awards. My Artist of the Year, Stoneboy, Song of the Year, Kimpaluta. Market. Let's talk about this after next year's TGMAs.
Okay, and your final words. Before we go, your final words.
Oh, well, let me say special thanks to our partners, Fair Justice, to April Communications, and the management and leadership at the Ghana Prison Service. What we are piloting with the prison theatre thing is it's a big challenge for us. But for us, theatre for development is key, and it's our way of giving back to society. So this year, we decided not to do any commercial theatre. We decided to partner the Ghana Prison Service and Fair Justice. And we listened to the stories of the inmates. We wrote it into a script, and Nashoko is directing that script. We're doing it with a female prison. Okay. So at 10 a.m. on Monday, 23rd December, the prisoners will stage their very first play. And trust me, there are some great talents behind bars. And we're hoping that when they come out, eventually, would integrate them into the theatre society. The point is not just to do it with them and leave them. We're hoping that when some of them, you never know, they may get amnesty or whatever it is. When they come back, we'll try to find a way to integrate them into what we do. The idea is to reform and make sure that the fact that you've been behind bars means you're useless. We are going to integrate them back in society, and then you never know, we could have Ghana's biggest superstar. So kudos to everybody who's involved in this project.
Beautiful.
23rd Monday is going to be great at the Ghana Prison Service, the Female Correctional Center. We're very happy to do this, and as the first of its kind, would continue.
Good one there,
so
Robert Clark.
Everybody.
I, if you can find your way, I think so.
I'm just wondering.
Well, it's not commercial theatre, but yes, I'm sure, because they are performing, and it's their end of year thing, you know. So I think I don't think it's strictly by invitation, but if you get there and you're able to get in, you're welcome to see it.
Now your matter, Robert Clark.
Using this play.
Yeah, Robert.
Yeah. So let me. While there are many other things, I just want to focus on this particular side. So,
Okay.
when you said we were going to have this particular program, I started thinking of the conversations we've had within the media space, and I was asking myself a few questions. I saw the height of sensationalism in terms of most of the conversations that we had. The aspect of information in terms of what was supposed to be discussed. Yes, you could feel that. But then again, I'm asking myself, what about the business side to the creative economy, so to say? It would have been nice for us to be able to have, let's say, an agency telling us, so this is the contribution to GDP that was made by, let's say, theater and then music and maybe dance and maybe that kind of stuff. And so in totality, the music industry employed 10,000 number of people this year, and that kind of stuff. So it would be nice to have some business analysis, so to say, with respect to the creative industry, and then some predictions about what the future is going to look like next year and the amount of money that's going to be, or even the worth of the Ghanaian creative economy. So I think that's a great area. It would be nice for us to figure out how we can do that, just so that we can shore up the creative industry business-wise.
Okay, your artist of the year, your song of the year.
Unfortunately, Abi, I can't say.
Angry Francis, 1 minute, please.
I think it'll be a very strong competition between Asida and Defe. I think Defe did very well. It was a very big.
But
song.
on our chart, it's number 2.
Well, that's your chart.
Okay.
What's number
your
one
chart?
On
it's not necessarily.
Wait, have you played Makuma?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's number 4.
So I honestly think that it will compete very strongly with Asida, and one of them would be the song of the year.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if it does.
An artist of the year? Have you played Kwekwe?
We beg.
I think artist of the year for me is between 3 people: Stoneboy, Kim Promise Again, and Kim Paluta. I think his songs had put him places where he's shown very strongly that
nice one.
It's arrived. And so
nice one there.
And Merry Christmas to all and a happy.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Keep moving.
Another song made into the charts this year.
Which one is that?
No, it made into the charts.
We beg. Chief,
Yeah.
we beg. 1 minute. We beg.
Yes. Well, I mean, next week we're doing Music of the Month Award on the 27th to 27th at the Association International School, New Auditorium at 7:30. I'm sure I'll put out some of the information.
Okay.
On online. Yeah, you're welcome to.
Good.
Yeah. We'll put out the information online so people can check my socials for information to experience this wonderful orchestra. Merry Christmas. Yeah, actually, I went there for over 7 years.
Okay.
The way I left the school is so interesting, I would let you know. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, so Merry Christmas. I'm sure we're back next week, right?
We are back on 11th
of January.
So
this is our last show.
This is our last show.
You should have said it well then.
I said it from the beginning. That is why we are doing the review. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. Oh. Thank you guys for coming. It's our last show for the year 2024. Number